On the Road with Kelli and Bob is brought to you by Mueller Metal Roofs and Buildings. Made in America, made to last. Coming up on this episode...
What is it about Cajuns and food, though?
We just have an art. I've been cooking since I'm 15.
Hi, we're Kelli
and Bob Phillips, and we're on the perpetual road trip of America's backroads,
where the journey is always the destination.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Bob.
And I'm Kelli, and what we do is pretty much as simple as it sounds.
We travel the backroads of America looking for people whose stories we think are worth telling. Turns out just about everyone has one of those, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And how we find these stories is kind of a fun story in itself. Some of them come from you. Others we just happen into.
And that's the case in this very first story we want to share with you. Kelli and I were driving around in Arkansas, spotted a sign that said Lagniappe. Well, she knew what that meant. I didn't, but I wanted to know more, so we went inside. One of the great things about traveling the backroads of America is that you never know what you'll discover around that next bend.
Imagine our delight when we spotted a place called Lagniappe in, of all places, Texarkana, Arkansas. A little bit of southern Louisiana in a most unusual location. And just inside was a real-life Cajun here in the land of the Ozarks.
I don't know who came up with the word Cajun or Kuna, for that matter. We don't. Some people think we get offended by that, but we don't. It's not.
You call yourselves that?
Absolutely. I'd be mad if you don't call me that.
And that's how we met Bobby Duhon, self-described, that term that means Cajun.
Right away, we knew two things about Bobby. He's a handful, and he ain't from around these parts.
I was born in South Louisiana, south of Lafayette, Abbeville, Louisiana. Live in Maurice, Louisiana. Grew up on a farm. At the age of about 9, my father bought a slaughterhouse. So as I got to be older, 12, 13, 14, I got to work in it, work with them, even though we was young. And he sold the place at 17, when I was 17. A friend of mine from South Louisiana moved here and started working here. And it's like, come hunting, come fishing, come hunting, come fishing. Man, you need to open up a meat market here. Like, nah.
Were your friends from South Louisiana, were they missing this kind of thing up here?
When I would come hunting, I would bring stuff from South Louisiana. Now I send stuff back to South Louisiana.
So for 9 years now, Bobby Duhon and his wife Chris have run a little place in Arkansas they call a meat market. But it's so much more.
They're careful to point out that it's not really a restaurant, but you can buy just about any kind of food you want here, fresh or frozen, as long as it's Cajun.
And that name Lagniappe, what's that all about?
Lagniappe. That was extra. That's what Lagniappe is. A little something extra.
A little something extra.
Sure. So I named it Lagniappe.
And what do you have here?
Chicken, pork, beef, alligator, crawfish, catfish, just you name it, we have a little bit of everything.
And you also have a lunch special.
And we have a lunch special 11 to 1, Monday to Friday.
And that lunch special is what draws a crowd to this place. The menu doesn't change much, and nobody here wants it to change.
Monday is sticky chicken over rice. Tuesdays you get beef tips and gravy over rice. Wednesday is a half-grilled chicken over rice. Thursday you'll get hamburger steak and gravy, no rice included. And Friday is seafood day.
Some people say they just can't get enough of this stuff.
What are you getting today?
The lunch plate,
What's on that today?
the crawfish etouffee, and the fried shrimp, and potato salad, and bread roll.
How often do you come to Lagniappe?
Every day.
Every day? Are you serious? Why?
Because it's good.
I met Bobby when we were wiring, I'm an electrician, and we were wiring the building, and that's when I met him.
What did you think when he told you he was going to have a Cajun food place?
I was skeptical at first. I'd never really eaten it.
But now?
I eat it all the time. I'm here every Friday.
At Lagniappe, you can get everything from alligator to crawfish to boudin, etouffee, and gumbo. Let's start with gumbo. What is it?
Roux in water and onions and bell pepper.
Roux.
Roux.
Which
All right,
is?
you got to explain.
Flour and cooking oil. You make a roux with flour and cooking oil.
And you got to start with a roux.
Absolutely. And normally the roux is going to take longer than the gumbo, if you want a good gumbo. Well, we've got a chicken and sausage gumbo. We've got a seafood gumbo, which is shrimp, crab meat, and crawfish. Then we have a shrimp and okra gumbo. That's totally different. And a chicken and okra gumbo. People think a gumbo's got to have okra and tomatoes and all of that, and garlic, and it's like, no.
You just keep it simple.
That's a gumbo.
Etouffee. What's that?
That's a thick gravy that you put over rice. It's a lot of butter.
A lot of butter.
A lot of butter.
Butter.
Not butter, but butter.
And there's something called smothered cabbage.
What's it smothered with?
Well, you just put it in a pot. We got our bacon. We have certain ingredients we put in it. You know, it's the best cabbage in town.
Is that a secret, the ingredients you put in your cabbage?
Yeah. Everything.
You're not gonna share that with us.
I can't. Unless you want to buy the place, I give it to you.
Hey, it's just the two of us. We're not
I
gonna
know,
share it with anybody.
right? Yeah. Hello there. Here's Kelli and Bob on radio station. Look what we're doing.
And there is one thing at Lagniappe you just can't miss: the turducken. Bobby says Cajuns invented it. Well, of course they did. You're proud of your Cajun heritage, aren't you?
Absolutely.
What is it about it that feeds yourself?
Well, just, we were taught to give. You give. That's all we ever did was give.
Don't have enough of that in the world these days, do we?
Oh, no.
Bobby Duhan says running Lagniappe is probably the hardest job he's ever had. It's long days and 8 days a week. But he says it has its rewards because Bobby likes nothing more than making people happy. And he's doing that by feeding them. And that, he says, feeds his soul.
I get the feeling just watching you and listening to you talk that no matter how hard this work is, there's something about it you love.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What is that?
Cooking for people, they'll walk in and say, man, y'all do such a good job. You're not going to quit, huh? You're not going to leave, huh? No, it's rewarding.
How's that make you feel when they
Great,
tell you?
great.
It kind of feeds your soul.
Mm-hmm, big time.
And cooking for people, that's what you grew up with. It's the Cajun way, huh?
What would your folks think about what you have here?
Oh, they'd be so proud. Because they know how hard we work. It's hard work.
You ever wish they were here to see all this?
Yeah,
Think about them
all the time.
when you're in here working?
All the time. Yep. Nothing like it.
Cajun way, better way when it comes to eating?
The better way. Yep.
And a big thank you to Mueller Metal Roofs and Buildings, made in America, made to last.
Don't forget you can listen to us on the road with Kelli and Bob just by downloading the free Odyssey app. Listen anytime, anywhere.